What we're going to do is we're going to try to emulate this part of film noir or dramatic lighting, which is the silhouette. And you're going to see there's a lot of examples of the silhouette in film noir. You can see it even in more modern films, even in Blade Runner 2049, Stranger Things uses it. So it's something that's very common, is the silhouette, where you have, if you decode it right, there has to be light around, but on the character itself there is no light. There has to be light in the scene, but the light, this is not silhouette, right? We have a side rim light here on his face. That's not what we're looking for, just a pure silhouette. All right, let's go back. All right, so this is our scene. Victor backlighting start. And we're going to need to do a few things. The first is we have our character Victor here. He's got his like kind of film noir hat going on. We're going to need to make this black. Film noir is black film, so I'm going to make this black. So I go here, right? I go to the world properties, and I'm going to make this black because that could make everything bright. We need to turn that off. And I'm going to show you Eevee and cycles, but for now we're just going to be working in Eevee. The next thing I want to do is I need a light source. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create a light, and for this I'm going to create an area light. And this is my rendered view with the camera, and this is just my working view right here. I'm going to lift this up, I'm going to rotate it, and we're starting to get, let's just see what kind of rim lighting we can get here. All right, and then maybe we'll scale it up a bit. Okay, go to the light here. Let's make it 50. And that's nice. I've got some beautiful rim light here. I've got some shadows being cast. I think I want the center to be here. And I like that nice rim light going on here. It's kind of beautiful. But we're not getting the silhouette. We need some light, and unfortunately we cannot see this light, so we're going to have to cheat this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift A, and I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to move this plane over, and I'm going to rotate it here so it's behind this light, and I'm just going to scale it up so that it covers that entire thing. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new texture, and I'm going to change it to emission. And what emission does, it turns that into some kind of light source, right? And now we have our silhouette here. I'm just going to add a few more things. Let's go to ambient occlusion. Let's turn on bloom. Let's see what we can do with bloom. Intensity. Oh, actually radius. Make it a little more. And actually I want to strength 5. There we go. A little bit better. And I'll bring the radius down just a little bit because I want that kind of glowy effect going on here. See, there's a little bit of glow going on. And so this is with Eevee. It's looking okay. Not too bad. All right, so that's not too bad. I've got this. I do want to do one more thing. I want to go to my area light here, and I want contact shadows. It feels a little bit like it's floating here. If I press contact shadows, some small shadows are going to happen there. So it feels like he's standing on the ground. So this is not too bad. I kind of like this. This guy is kind of feeling ominous. There's a darkness going on here. So it looks good. So that's the Eevee version. Now let's go to the Cycles version. And I kind of like the Cycles version a little bit more because one, the shadows look a little bit better. But I'm going to get a little bit more light going on here. And I'm going to turn on denoise. It takes a little bit of time. I was gonna, but what you can see with the cycles is you can see some light going on. You can see his feet a little bit more. It's not a complete and total silhouette. We can like that. It has a nicer effect going on. And then the shadows here just are. There's a little bit. It feels like there's volume going on, and we can render this out. And Cycles always takes a lot longer than Eevee, but you're gonna see that you can see a little bit of his face. You can see a little bit of the details going on, and that's kind of nice. We can always fix that later in compositing, and it's gonna take a while to render this out. It took quite a long time to render. But you can see here, we can see a little bit of his eyes. There's a nice glow on here. And this is the Cycles version, which looks quite good. I'm gonna save as, and I'm gonna call this Backlight Cycles. And now let's go to Eevee and do the same thing. And Eevee's going to take it's going to be much faster. There we go. And then I can say image, save as, backlight, Eevee, save image. Okay. And so there we go. And it has those weird artifacts going on here, but overall it's looking good. And you can make a decision which one do you think is better in the end. But that is how we can do a silhouette.